Hello friends, myself Parsuram Patel from INT College of Engineering, Greater Noida. I am working as an assistant professor in Electronics and Communication Engineering Department. Today we will start some basic concepts of electrical circuit and what are the concepts of mesh analysis and nodal analysis, and we will apply these concepts in some numericals. So let's start today. First we will define the electrical circuit. So let us define the electrical circuit. Electrical circuit. So it is an electrically energized closed network an electrically energized closed network which has some interconnection of active and passive elements. So here I have used the word electrically energized, means there should be some source, current or voltage sources, and network should be closed because current flows in a closed network. So these things should be taken care of, and that means we can conclude that all networks cannot be a circuit, but a circuit is a network, but converse is not true. So we can conclude here an electrical circuit is a network, but converse may not be true. Now let us define the active elements. So active elements. So an active elements supplies energies to an electrical circuit, and hence it can control the flow of current. And in passive elements are those elements which can dissipate or absorb the energy. So active elements are currents and voltage sources. Sometimes we can consider op-amp and transistors also. Op-amp and transistors are also active elements, and passive elements are those elements which can dissipate the energy, and also it can absorb, it can store the energy, like inductor stores the energy half Li square, and potential and store the energy half Cv square. So passive elements are resistors, inductors, and capacitors. Now we will study the KCL, Kirchhoff's law, and there are two types of law: KCF, that is Kirchhoff current law, and KBL, that is Kirchhoff voltage law. So KCL, it is based on charge conservation law. It is based on charge conservation law. As we know, charges are conserved. So total incoming charges will be total outgoing charges, and if we will divide the charges by time, then it will become current. So total incoming currents equal to total outgoing current. So sum of incoming currents equal to sum of outgoing currents. Similarly, we have to apply the concepts of KVL, that is Kirchhoff voltage law. So KVL is based on energy conservation law. So KVL is based on energy conservation law. energy conservation law. That is potential energy stored in the form of work. So to bring a charge from a position to other position against the field, we have to do some work. So work can be considered as potential energy difference, and potential is the potential energy difference per unit charge. So energy is conserved, so potentials also. So what we can say that in a closed loop, so in a closed loop, algebraic sum of all the voltages in a closed loop algebraic sum of all the voltages will be zero. That algebraic sum means sum with sign. So total voltage rise is equal to voltage drop. Voltage drop. Okay. Now we will study the concepts of mesh analysis and nodal analysis. For that purpose, we have to know the mesh and nodes. So what are meshes? So there are difference between meshes and loops. So first we will define the mesh. So mesh is an independent closed loop. What is the meaning of independent? Means it has no loop inside it. That is, mesh has no loop inside it. Similarly, we have to define the node. So here we can say that node is a junction point. Node is a junction point where two or more than two branches meet. Where two or more than two branches meets. Two branches meets. These are nodes. And when we will study the mesh analysis and nodal analysis, so we have to apply the KVL across the meshes, and to find the voltage across each element, we have to apply the Ohm's law. So here we will study the mesh analysis. Okay. So now mesh analysis. Sometimes it is also known as loop analysis. Loop analysis. So as I have told you earlier that meshes are independent loops, that is they don't have any loop inside it, but loops can have any other loop inside it. So all meshes are loops, but loop may or may not be a mesh. Okay. So here we have to consider the number of loops. So there are some steps we have to follow. First, how many loops are there, means how many meshes are there. For each message we have an equation, and we have to consider a current in each mesh. So first step is identify the number of meshes, that is independent loops, number of meshes. Consider current across the loops. Consider a current across each message. So consider current across each message and apply the KVL and Ohm's law. So we use this analysis, mesh analysis, to find out the current and voltage across the branches. So here we will consider some example. So let us considering an example. I have considered this example. This is the resistance, that is 6 kilo ohm, and this is the resistance, that is 6 kilo ohm, and we have voltage supply here, that is 12 volt, and this is closed loop, and here we have considered the current I1. Suppose now I am considering here 3 kilo ohm resistance, a voltage supply plus minus 3 volt, and this is a closed mesh. So there are two meshes, mesh number 1 and 2, and in both the meshes I have considered the current I1 and I2. Suppose we have to find the current I0 across this branch. So our question is find the current I0 in this circuit. So I have considered a circuit here, and there are two meshes. If I will write the name here, A, B, C, D, E, and F. So there are loops. There are three possible loops. First loop is A, B, E, F, A, and second loop is B, C, D, E, B, and third loop is outermost loop which contains both these loops. So it will be A, B, C, D, E, F. So there are three loops, but these two loops are independent loops. So these two loops are called meshes because these two loops, first and second, doesn't have any loop inside it. So we say these loops are meshes. Okay. Now there are two meshes. So I have considered two currents, I1 in mesh number 1 and I2 in mesh number 2. And after that we have to consider the after that we will consider here. So we have to apply the KVL. So first we consider the mesh number 1, and in mesh number 1 we will apply KVL in clockwise direction, and we are considering the mesh A, B, E, F, A. So after applying mesh analysis, we can say 6 kilo ohm. Here resistances are in kilo ohm, so current will be in milliampere. So we are starting from the point A in first loop. So first element in clockwise direction will be 6 kilo ohm. So we can write here 6 into I1. As resistances are in kilo ohm, so current will be in milliamperes. And then we will come across BE branch. In BE branch, resistance is 6 and there will be two current. So this is the intermediate branch. This branch comes in both the meshes, mesh 1 and mesh 2. In first mesh current is I1 and in second mesh current is I2. So net current in downwards will be I1 minus I2. So here we can say 6 times I1 minus I2. And when we will come back to point F and F to A, so when we are moving from point F to point A, in our way first negative sign comes. So we will write here minus 12 equal to 0. And we will balance this equation, 6I1 plus 6I1, that will be 12I1 minus 6I2 equal to 12. So if we will divide by 6, then we will get 2I1 minus I2 equal to 2, and that is equation number 1. So equation number 1 is 2I1 minus I2 equal to 2. Similarly, we will apply the KVL in second mesh. So now considering the second mesh, mesh number 2, and in this also we are applying KVL in clockwise direction. That is, we are starting from point B to C to D to E to B again, because it's a closed loop. Now applying the Ohm's law across each branches, and we will calculate the voltage across these branches, and then we will apply KVL, that is net voltage across a loop is equal to 0. So when we will move from B to C, then we will get voltage 3I2. Again, when we move from C to D, so on coming from C to D, first we will get plus sign. So here it will be written plus 3. Again, plus 6 times. Now we have to calculate the current in EB branch, E to B, that is in upward direction. So in mesh number 2, that is right side mesh, current is moving upwards, and in left side mesh, current is moving downwards. So net current in upward direction will be 6 times I2 minus I1, and it will be equal to 0. Okay. So this current 6 kilo ohm across this branch, we are moving from point E to point B, that is in upward direction. So here current is I1 and here current is I2. So net current in upward direction will be I2 minus I1. So we have applied here. Now we will come here and we will balance this equation. So we will get here minus 6I1, that is minus 6I1, 3I2 plus 6I2. So it will become 9I2, okay, and it will become minus 3. After dividing with 3 both sides, we will get minus 2I2, this will become minus 6I1. So it will become minus 2I1 after dividing with 3, and 6I2 plus 3I2, 9I2. If we will divide with 3, then we will get 3I2 equal to minus 1. So we have got the equation minus 2I1 plus 3I2 equal to minus 1, and this will be equation number 2. Now we can observe both the equation number 1 and 2, and you can see here. So here we can write here. So if you will see that we are selecting here, now we can say that observing equation number 1, we can add here, adding equation number 1 and 2. So we can write here, adding equation number 1 and 2. So if we add equation number 1 and 2, so you can say here it is minus 2I1 and here it is plus 2I1. Okay. You can observe here. So these two terms minus 2I1 and plus 2I1 will be cancelled out. 3I2 minus I2, so it will become twice I2 equal to 2 minus 1, that will be 1. So here we will get I2, that is equal to half, that is 0.5 milliampere. As I have told you already that all resistances are in kilo ohms, so current will be in milliamperes. Now we have to replace this I2 in equation number 1. So from equation number 1, we will replace the value of I2 equal to 0.5. So we will get 2I1 minus I2, that is 0.5, is equal to 2. So after solving this equation, we can say 2I1 equal to 2 plus 0.5, that is 2.5, and I1 will come 2.5 divided by 2, that is 1.25 milliamperes. Okay, so this one is I1. Now we have to find the current I0. In actual question, we have to find the current I0 across the branch 6 kilo ohm. So we have to find out the current across this 6 kilo ohm resistor in downwards direction. So if we have to find the current in downwards direction, that is we have to find the I0, and we have seen here that in left hand side current was I1 and in right hand side current was I2. So net current I0 in downwards direction, that will be I0 in downwards direction will be I1 minus I2. So as we have found here that current I1 is equal to 1.25 milliampere, and current I2, which is upward direction, and that is 0.5 milliampere. So these two currents are in milliampere, I1 1.25 downwards and 0.5 I2 upwards. In net current in downwards direction will be 0.75 milliampere. So this is the current across the 6 kilo ohm resistor, and this is the positive value. So current in net cell will be in downwards direction. This is the final answer. Thank you all. Hope you all have understood the concepts of KVL and KCL and also mesh analysis. In next lecture, we will continue the nodal analysis and we will understand some new concept in next class. Thank you all.